So I don't know if he changes the trajectory of who they and what they'll be this year, but he definitely gives them solid play at the quarterback position. Yes, with 155 passing attempts, with not having more than 23.
Right.
When you understand the relationship and the rapport that's already been established, the know that your general manager and Sullivan and your head coach and
Jeff
Hafley, they've seen, they know him, not just as a player, but as a man. Been in the building with him, watched him work, scout team offenses. Malik's running it every single day against Jeff Hafley's defense. So I know who he is. And so if I'm going to go out here and pay anybody, I would rather pay somebody that I've seen the progression, I've seen the growth, and I believe that there is still more that he can now build on because of the opportunity and the exposure that we'll give him. Like, yes, it's a no-brainer.
So, listen, Greg, I liked Malik Willis a lot. Whenever I saw him play for Green Bay, I was like, how do they? Green Bay just has that many good quarterbacks? It's just every quarterback that comes in was good. Like last year, and you're right, it's not a big sample, but he 30 for 35, 3 touchdowns, no picks, a passer rating of 145. Now, again, it's 35 passes. It's not a lot. But if you complete 30 of them, I'm at least going to take. You're going to roll your eyes at completing 30.
Well, because I think because we're hanging our head. He had a big showing against Baltimore, right? And Baltimore had one of the worst pass defenses in the league last year. So you're talking about a guy who, one, I think rolled up on him and they shocked Baltimore. Two, Baltimore wasn't very good against the pass. He ran the ball really well against them. And I think when you're talking about a Miami Dolphin team, when you let go of Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill, you don't have Tua right now. For me, it makes sense for me if you bring in a veteran quarterback like a Geno Smith or somebody just to stabilize the offense. Because if you Jeff Hafley, play to your strength.
Okay, let me stop you right there. The moment someone starts floating the idea of bringing in Geno Smith, you've lost the plot entirely. You're done. No, absolutely not. I swear, some people are handed a perfect sundae. Ice cream, chocolate syrup, crushed pretzels, the whole works. And they still find a way to complain. Nah, I don't like it. Can we go somewhere else? Are you kidding me? Meanwhile, the Miami Dolphins just secured a deal that should have fans doing backflips. I love this move. I absolutely love everything I've seen from Malik Willis. And this contract? 3 years, $67.5 million. Let that sink in. The production you're going to get from Malik Willis at that price point is an absolute steal, a total bargain. And it's not just about what he brings to the Baltimore Ravens, it's about what he's already shown. What he did against the Chicago Bears, what he did last season. This wasn't a fluke. He showed growth, he showed development, he showed poise under pressure. He was wildly impressive. Remember when people were talking about him as a potential first-round pick? That was a few years ago. I forget the exact draft class, but he was generating serious buzz. Then he fell, and for a while, he just couldn't get going. But the talent was always there. I recall Colin Cowherd screaming for teams to take him in the first round and being shocked when he slid. So this isn't some random gamble. This is a calculated move on a quarterback who has real upside. And let's talk about Jeff Hafley. He's going to bring a toughness and physicality to this defense that has been sorely missing. He'll scheme to his players' strengths, and now you pair that with versatility at quarterback, something the Dolphins haven't had in years. With Tua, there was zero versatility, zero sense of resiliency. And unfortunately, with all the concussions and health concerns, there was also a constant uncertainty. Malik Willis is the absolute opposite of that. So how can you not love this? I've been saying it all off-season. This was the Malik Willis sweepstakes. And for $67 million, that's fantastic. No question about it. Before I go any further, I need to address Miami Dolphins fans directly. Please, subscribe and watch the full length of this video. You are one of the few fan bases I really have to push on this. If you don't watch, if you don't subscribe and stick around for the entire video, the view counts just aren't there. And I want to be clear, this isn't about chasing views for the sake of numbers. It's not about obsessing over subscribers. The reality is, there are about 5, 6, maybe 7 teams that are consistently hard to make content for because their fans don't show up. And I want to make videos that people genuinely want to watch and discuss. If you watch the full video, if you subscribe while watching, it helps the algorithm. Views go up, subscribers go up, And if I can build a strong enough base of Dolphins fans, then I can casually make content about your team without worrying that it'll tank. Right now, it's just me, one person, trying to figure this out. I want to make videos about every single team. I don't want to have to worry about whether a video will be a dud before I even hit publish. Here's the problem I've been learning. When you make videos about teams that nobody watches and nobody engages, it hurts all your other content. YouTube looks at that and says, oh, this guy makes videos people don't want to see. Then when I post about another team, the platform assumes nobody cares. That's why so many channels avoid certain teams entirely. It's self-preservation. It hurts them in the long run. I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to find a way through it because I want to be in a position where I can talk about every franchise without worrying about the numbers. And look, I'd love every video to get 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 views. But honestly, if I can establish a floor of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 views per video, I'm good. That's all I need. I'm hopeful that with the right approach, I can make Dolphins videos and survive the lower numbers without compromising everything else. But at the heart of it, I just want to make content that people genuinely want to watch and discuss. I want grounded, unbiased conversations. I want to dispute nonsense like bringing in Geno Smith. Why on earth would the Miami Dolphins feel good about bringing in Geno Smith right now? What are we even talking about? There are certain franchises that need excitement. They need optimism. They need a reason to feel anything remotely positive. They just need to feel something, anything, that makes them think, maybe my team won't be bad this year. Maybe in August, September, October, I'll have a reason to get excited for Sundays. I'll actually look forward to watching my team play. I'm sorry to say it, but that's the floor for the Miami Dolphins right now. That's where they are. They just need a reason to care, a reason to believe, a reason to feel even a flicker of hope. And bringing in Geno Smith does not do that. It does not move the needle. Meanwhile, Jeff Hafley as head coach brings a stabilizing factor. He's going to build a new culture in Miami. No more breakdancing, no more showing up late to meetings, no more of the nonsense that plagued the previous regime. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not usually a huge fan of defensive head coach hires. My mind naturally leans toward offense. I view the NFL through an offensive lens, especially a quarterback lens. That's just how my brain works. So I'm always a little squeamish when teams go the defensive route. But right now, defensive coaching hires are having a moment. It feels like we've come full circle. A few years ago, it was all about young offensive coordinators getting head coaching gigs. The defensive pool was late to that party, but now they've caught up. We're seeing it with Hafley, with Jesse Minter, with Mike McDonald. And honestly, I love it, especially for teams that need a culture reset. And that's exactly what the Miami Dolphins needed. So now you're bringing in a legitimate, bona fide playmaker at quarterback, a versatile athlete with room to grow, and you're getting him on a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. Are you kidding me? The chance that he outperforms that contract, that he develops into a $45 million or $50 million quarterback, is incredibly high. That's the swing you're taking. And they didn't do anything crazy. They didn't give him a massive back-breaking deal like we've seen with other quarterbacks. Remember when Jimmy Garoppolo played like 10 games and then got a contract that, at the time, made him one of the highest-paid players? $150 million or something? It was one of those deals where everyone just said, what did they just do? We've seen teams take huge swings and miss. This is not that. $67.5 million for a quarterback is a bargain, especially when you consider they still have, $99 million in dead cap from Tua? This is fantastic. I'm not sitting here telling you the Dolphins are now projected to win the division. I'm not saying that. But if you want a chance, if you want a shot at the wild card, at surprising people, at redefining and rebuilding what it means to be a Miami Dolphin, you get that with Malik Willis, not with Geno Smith. I don't just want any veteran quarterback. And look, every situation is different. Sometimes I'm the one screaming for a team to bring in a veteran. I believe tremendously in the value of a guy like Kirk Cousins, someone who knows exactly what to do before the ball is even in his hands, who commands the line of scrimmage, who brings stability. We saw that with the Falcons last season. You could see the value of a true, seasoned veteran. But first of all, that's not what Geno Smith screams to me, at all. Second, if there were a younger, healthier version of Kirk Cousins available right now, sure, I could absolutely see that argument. If you had a chance to bring in a 32-year-old Kirk Cousins to stabilize things for 2, 3, 4 years, then maybe you don't take a swing on Malik Willis. I'd understand that, but that's not the landscape right now. Not even close. And frankly, those seasoned veteran quarterbacks are a dying breed. That's why the Colts went out and got Phillip Rivers. That's why Rivers was able to have even a modicum of success. So now you're in a position where you say, hey, let's take a swing at Malik Willis. And I'm not going to fault a team for taking a swing. But the moment someone says, Geno Smith, they lose me. I don't hate Geno Smith. I hope he gets another opportunity and finds some redemption. I really do. But this is not where the Miami Dolphins are right now. Can you imagine rolling out Geno Smith, watching this offense potentially struggle, and just sitting there with that? No, I'd rather them absolutely fail, implode, with Malik Willis out there. Because at least I can go to bed at night knowing they took a swing. They tried. They're attempting to build something. Even Hafley. I don't want to call it an aggressive hire, because people definitely wanted him, but it wasn't an easy, no-brainer choice. There were other comfortable options the Dolphins could have pursued. They could have gone after a Harbaugh type. They could have taken the safe route. They didn't. They're trying to be strategic. They're trying to usher in a new era. They're trying to build a culture from the ground up, because they had none of that under Mike McDaniel. Sure, there were some fun years, 2023 especially. There were good times, and I was pushing for Tua to be great. I genuinely wanted to see him succeed. Tua is the exact type of person you want to root for. Look around the NFL at how many terrible people are playing, how many guys get into trouble. Tua is not that. He's a good dude. And you know what? So is Malik Willis. So is Malik Willis. Sometimes it's okay to just enjoy the ice cream. It's great. You've got ice cream, crushed pretzels. It's a little sweet, a little salty, a little soft, a little crunchy. Sometimes it's okay to just say, you know what? This is pretty darn good. Dare I say, delicious. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you think about the Miami Dolphins making a big impact with Malik Willis? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Whether you agree with me or disagree, let's get some discussions going. Let's have some debates. But ultimately, let's just have fun with it. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love having you as part of it. I want to create something we all feel connected to, something we're genuinely excited to be a part of. I think we're well on our way. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps with visibility in the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.